The class of Australians known as the working poor is increasing as the years roll by. Despite being recognised as a legitimate problem as early as the 1980s, the working poor has been a trend which Australian governments have not been able to reverse. The average Australian knows this. They feel it, not just at the Bowser or at the supermarket when you get a bag of groceries for $80. It's not just external, they feel it internally as well, when they lay in bed at night worrying about how to pay for their life. That's the cost of living pressures many are bearing right now. I'm going to show you some data which illustrates the pain. Real household income, which shows our income after accounting for inflation and tax. It shows our purchasing power and suggests standards of living have gone back in a decade. The people that are feeling the most pain are the ones that got into debt in recent years because whilst their real incomes have gone backwards, the mortgage repayments went up. What's interesting here is that whilst the rest of the world appears to be recovering from the economic consequences of the pandemic, Australia is not. Rent prices, they've gone through the roof. Truth be told, guys, you could substitute this graph for electricity, for gas, groceries, restaurants. It'd all look the same, up and to the right. So our costs have gone up, but not as fast as our income. On top of this, we've done the old keeping up with the Joneses, but we funded it through debt, meaning that the Joneses are actually a lot further in front than we think. Unless, of course, the Joneses are funded by debt as well. Regardless, it's meant we're all working more, but we're getting less. And this isn't your fault. It's our leaders that have allowed us the mindset that consistent debt is okay. This is just an opinion, so take it with a grain of salt. And you know what? The debt thing is true. However, whether the government controls the debt or the debt controls our government is up for question. This is our federal government debt. As you can see, at one point, our government didn't have any debt. It's arguably worse if you look at the debt against the GDP, which is the total amount of money we spend as a country. I'm putting forth the possibility here that our governments have had a slack attitude towards debt, and that has filtered down to a state level and then filtered down to the individual level, and we can see this in the data of Australians retiring with mortgage debt is going up. If this is true for you, that too much debt is making it too hard for you to get ahead, then you can check out my Debt Destroyer page, which is 3 simple and easy strategies anyone can use to keep the money and future prosperity in their hands. Because the risk is without taking action, the risks and the data points I've provided continue and the trends go up and you go backwards. What's going to happen in 20 or 30 years' time? Is that where you want to be? Is that going to be the life you want to live? I realize I'm pushing hard here, guys, but the reason I'm doing this is because in my almost 19 years in finance, I've constantly come across people who realize that they're behind way too late in the game. And worse, they want to borrow their way out of it. The answers for a growing amount of Australians are not easy. In many cases, sacrifices are going to have to be made. What I'm trying to do in a lot of these videos is I'm trying to frame these important issues in a way that gets people to make decisions, because I feel like people are almost paralyzed when it comes to this sort of stuff. Let me know your feedback, as always, in the comments. If you like this, please subscribe to the channel. If you want to support the channel and you need help with a home loan, links are in the description. Cheers.